Today, we're diving into a tool that's basically like an automated hacker. Its whole job is to find the weak spots in your APIs before the real bad guys do. So let's see this thing in action.
You know, this is the question that should keep every developer up at night. APIs. They're the front doors to our applications. And if those doors aren't locked tight, you're pretty much just inviting trouble in. So how do you find the cracks before they get exploited?
Well, that is exactly where this project comes in. It's designed to take all the guesswork out of the equation and just give you a clear, automated security check.
So, what exactly is this thing? Well, you can think of it like an automated watchdog for your APIs, just constantly on patrol, sniffing out any vulnerabilities. At its core, the idea is really simple. You just give it an API endpoint, and it immediately unleashes a whole battery of tests on it. It's looking for all the common security holes, things like weak authentication or maybe some accidental data leaks. Then it pulls everything it finds together into one easy-to-read, actionable report.
Now, you'd probably think a powerful security tool like this would be a nightmare to set up, right? But honestly, one of the best things about this project is just how simple it is. Let's walk through how easy it is to get this thing up and running.
It's all built on just 3 key Python libraries. First up is Flask, which is what spins up a simple little web server so you have a user interface to work with. Then you've got the requests library. That's kind of the engine that actually sends all the test requests to the API you're targeting. And finally, there's ReportLab, and its job is to package all the results neatly into a professional-looking PDF report.
And here's something that I think developers are really going to appreciate. You don't need to mess around with creating a complex virtual environment. Nope, you can just install these libraries directly. This is a huge win, because it just gets rid of a major setup headache and gets you from downloading to scanning in just a few minutes.
With those 3 things installed, launching the tool is literally as simple as this one command. That's it. You're now running a local server and you are ready to start scanning.
Okay, so the tool's running. It's time for the main event. Let's hop over to the web interface and kick off a real scan.
The interface is super straightforward. You've basically just got 3 fields to fill in. There's the API endpoint URL, that's your target. Then there's an optional field for a JW token. Think of this like a digital keycard. It lets you test the API as if you were already a logged-in user. And lastly, there's an ID field, which just helps you label your report. Now, to really see what this tool can do, the source material uses a public, known vulnerable API from GitHub as its test subject. This is actually a perfect way to see if the tool can spot real, documented security flaws that are already out there.
After you hit Run Scan, you really just have to wait a moment. The whole process is incredibly fast. We're talking a full analysis done in just 1 to 2 minutes.
So once the scan wraps up, the tool lays out everything it found on a results dashboard. This is the moment of truth. Let's see what it dug up.
Okay, looking at the results, we can see it's kind of a mixed bag. The good news is the tool found 0 issues with broken authentication, so that's a solid pass. But it did flag a major problem. Rate limiting is completely missing. That means an attacker could just bombard the API with thousands of requests a second, which could lead to a denial of service attack and crash the whole application. On the bright side, the tool also confirmed that no sensitive API documentation, like Swagger or OpenAPI files, were left exposed, which is another point for the good guys. The tool then takes all of these individual findings and boils them down into a single overall risk score. And for this scan, without any authentication, the final score is medium. And this actually highlights a really key concept in security testing. The tool notes that if we had provided a valid JWT token, testing it as a logged-in user, the risk score might have actually been lower. Now, why is that? Well, because authenticated users often have access to different and sometimes more secure parts of an API. It just goes to show how important it is to test from both an anonymous attacker's perspective and from a privileged insider's view.
But the analysis doesn't just live on the screen. The final piece of this puzzle is a portable, shareable document that neatly summarizes everything the tool found. With a single click, all of these findings get compiled into a comprehensive PDF. And this isn't just some raw data dump. It's a clean, shareable report that details what's broken, what's secure, and the API's overall security health. It's the perfect kind of document to just hand off to a development team so they can start fixing things.
So what we've really seen here is a fast, simple, and pretty powerful way to get a quick snapshot of your API's security. And that brings us right back to that original question, but maybe now with a bit more urgency. What might be hiding in your APIs?